Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number, please.
My name is Randy Walker. My DOC is 313572.
Yes, sir, Mr. Walker. And my name is Cheryl Renatza. This is Mr. Alvin Roche, Ms. Pearl Wise. Let me acknowledge the folks who have joined us. You can see on your screen, I believe, Ms. Linda Prucho, your aunt, Kim Rollins, your cousin, both who will be speaking in support at the appropriate time. We also have Corey Barsonas. Did I say that correctly? Yes. Tiffany Garner, Diane Gilbert, all who will be speaking in opposition, and the Victims Assistance Coordinator also joining us by Zoom. I'll read some identifying information, Mr. Walker. I'll read it into the record, ask you if it's correct, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Wise. Your case has been assigned to her. She'll take the lead on the interview. So, Mr. Walker, you're classified as a first felony offender. You were sentenced in July 1994 to 18 years, 6 months and 4 days for a manslaughter conviction in Richland Parish. You were afforded the opportunity for parole supervision. However, that was revoked in August of 2021. So your parole release is at our discretion. You have an adjusted good time date, which is October 8, 2026. Does that sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Would you answer Mrs. Wise, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've met before.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
was at your revocation hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
How you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good.
What you been doing?
When we talked before, I was in Richland Parish. I've been transferred down here, and I work at a place called R&S Corporation.
Okay. What do you do for R&S Corporation?
I weld for them.
Okay, all right, good, good. And I see the charges in New Mexico are still pending, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you heard anything from them of late?
They won't do nothing until I'm released.
Okay, all right. Well, that's on hold. Okay. Have you had the opportunity to take advantage of any programs?
The only program they offer here is the pre-release, and I took classes up there, but I didn't graduate. Only graduated parenting in Richland Parish because I was transferred here in the middle of it.
Okay, and so you've been in work release since January 13th of 23. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you started working soon after that. That's when you got moved there. You started working kind of immediately.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. It looked like you were on. How long did you serve on this manslaughter charge before you got paroled on July 25th of 2012? Is that right? That's when you got paroled.
I got paroled in July of 15.
July 15.
Okay. Years first.
So what now?
I did 21 and a half years first and then paroled in 15.
2015, okay. 21 and a half years. And then you got revoked in 21, 8/12 of 21. Just trying to get that timeline together. I do want to inform you that you do have law enforcement opposition to your early release. There's nothing you can do about it. I just want to state that for the record. I don't see what you've had taken any kind of victim awareness classes. Is that correct? You haven't had that victim awareness?
They don't have.
Gotcha. It's not your fault. I just want to state it for the record that you haven't had it. That's all. And you haven't had an opportunity to take any kind of domestic battery classes, have you?
No, only time I did that was when I was in Wade.
Okay.
In my first time, this class, they don't have the type classes here.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to say for the record that you haven't had them. Not that it's your fault or, one thing or another, but I do see you had it before, but then when you got out, your revocations were crimes of violence, domestic situations. So it looks like it would stand to reason you need to take it again. What do you need? You tell us, what do you need to stay out of jail?
Yeah, I would take it. I mean, I would be glad to take it. I wanted to take other classes, but the only other class they got here is risk management, which is a drug program. And the lady turned me down because I don't have a drug problem.
That's correct. But to ask my question again, what do you need to stay out of jail?
Well, I didn't have no history until I got married, which I'm not married no more, of violence as far as domestic. But yeah, I would gladly take any class that y'all recommend or anything.
But the interesting thing is that your manslaughter charge, there's some indication in the record that you were going back and forth with your girlfriend, and that's why your friend stepped in, right? That's what the record shows. I don't know if
Now, my friend, when this happened, my friend, he didn't step in to defend nobody. We was drinking, and it was just a stupid act on my part, and nothing that we didn't normally do. Like I say, he did not do nothing wrong. I did everything wrong. And it was, we clowned all the time, and I clowned, and it turned out bad.
the point I was reaching for, you can stop talking now. The point I was reaching for, the record indicated that you were going back and forth with your girlfriend because she had went to Monroe and bought some kind of supply, and she bought the wrong one. And you said that you never had any domestic battery charges, but it looks like you were getting violent toward Miss Patricia, and that's why he stepped in. That's one version of the record. But you were saying that that's not the case. Are you saying that didn't happen? Or?
Yeah, that, but it wasn't violent to her, no.
Oh, okay.
Me and her are still friends.
Good. Really? Good.
Yes,
ma'am. You and Miss Patricia are still friends?
No, her name was Dolores Patrick.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lewis. Y'all still friends?
We're still friends.
Okay.
She was at my hearing, on the hearing where I violated the parole.
But my question to you is, there was never any domestic violence with Mr. Lewis. That's what you maintain it.
It was just an argument, not touching.
Okay.
Yeah, no touching.
Okay. Yeah, that clears it up for me. That's all I have. Thank you for answering my questions. Anybody there from the institution? Is there? Warden Juge? One?
Yes, ma'am.
What can you tell us about how this young man been doing?
He's done wonderful here. He arrived here, I think, in November of last year. Worked in the garden, worked at our mechanic shop, and then eventually he was able to be submitted for work release. He's been on his job right at a year. No write-ups, no discipline problems. Works a lot of overtime.
Good to hear. Thank you, Warden. That's all I have, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Hear from Miss Linda Crusoe. Can we hear from you, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. What would you like us to know?
What I would like for you to know is that my nephew, when he was paroled, has worked consistently. At first, he was with his grandfather, and before he was able to obtain a job, and he cleaned up his grandfather's property, and his grandfather was very complimentary of him. He has worked, and speaking on behalf of my family, we were very proud that Randy came out without being tattooed up. He told us that he would not drink, do drugs, or smoke ever again because he realized the consequences of the drinking. And to my knowledge, I have never seen him drink or do drugs or smoke. And I would just say that he's been an excellent employee for his employers. They promoted him, and he's just done an outstanding job when he was employed. And he's been someone that has contributed to the working force of our United States. And I'm very proud of the work that he's done and all, and I feel like it was an unfortunate situation that put him back incarcerated.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I think he deserves to be paroled again and given another opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your remarks. We appreciate your input. We also have Kim Rollins. that want-
Yes, I would like y'all to know I have had many hours, days that I've spent with Randy, and we've gone out on the water and we've spent some alone time as well. And I've never seen any domestic, I guess, violence. He's never been violent towards me in any way. And he's always been very sweet. He's the type that he'll give you the shirt off of his back if you need it. He's very kind. He will do just about anything for anyone. So I definitely think that he deserves another chance to, show that he deserves to be out and can be out.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you speaking with us this morning. Now we'll hear from the opposition. Could we hear from Ms. Diane Gilbreth, right?
I'm the oldest sister, and my little brother definitely was friends with Randy. They were neighbors in the neighborhood, and I just don't think he, I know he could get on your nerves sometimes, but I don't think he deserved what he got. I think Randy was raised in an abusive home. His father, I know all the children, the mother. It was not a place where you would learn how to treat a woman or a man. It was just a terrible thing for all of that family. I felt sorry for them, especially their mom. I think she ended up passing away not long after Keith did. But I just really think until Randy gets some more training and some more chances to show that he's trustworthy and he won't do this again, because in the past he's escaped and had been recaught, put back in jail. And we lived from November to the first of the next year with him on the run. We have family all over Delhi and Tallulah. And, we were all scared because we didn't know what would happen if he would try to come after us. We were feared that. So in my letter, I asked that he have no contact with any of our family in either town or anywhere, actually. I just don't think it's safe for them to approach our family and upset them. A lot of them are gone now. My father passed away before Keith did, and my mom is almost 90. We've got several family members that are still living right on that road where they grew up. And we just ask that he, until he gets some further training, that he not be released. I just don't think he's capable of adhering to the program for parole, because he's shown us that twice, that he is, he's just not dependable. And we just ask that y'all take all that into consideration. You have my letter, which I wrote my feelings in, and I just appreciate your consideration. And thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you speaking with us. And that's Tiffany. Tiffany, can we?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I mean, I just feel like he's shown you what he's going to do already. I mean, he was already paroled and he's back in there again. I don't think that Randy's going to change. I grew up with him. I guess we all grew up together. My brother that was killed, his friend, that, you know, now his kids will never see him again. They'll never have any kind of contact with him or know what kind of person he was. You know, I just know that if he'll do that to a friend, what would he do to somebody that he doesn't know? And I just don't feel like that he needs to be released. I definitely think he needs some more classes. I mean, I know he took some at Wade because we've been at every parole hearing, so I know he did that, but, you know, he was paroled out and then he's back in again. So I just don't feel like he needs to be released.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. And here with us, we have Corey. You want to speak?
Corey Arsonist, I'm the victim's daughter. When Randy says that they were goofing off and he killed my father in cold blood, I was 4 years old. So because of his goofing off actions, I no one degree of my father. I can't hurt him. And I understand that people change, and I understand that y'all have programs in place for that. And I want to be a forgiving person, but it doesn't seem fair that he gets to do things. And I got a lifetime. He didn't get a lifetime, but I did. I got a lifetime without my dad. I have kids. They'll never know him. I have 5 kids, and they'll never get to know him. I don't even know him. I only know what people have told me. And because I was so young. But from what I understand, my dad was a good man. He was a good man. He didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. And I've never talked at a hearing because I was never involved like that. But recently I wanted to make sure that y'all understood that, like my Tiffany said, he was given a chance twice, you know, or he got out and he escaped one time and then he was given a chance and he broke the law again. It was revoked. So I don't think he understands what he did. He thinks that this is, you know, that this was a small thing that he did. He thinks that they were just playing around and it got too far. But that's not what he did. I mean, he took a man's life. He took a father, he took a brother, and he took a son, you know, someone that was important, you know. My brother didn't want to go. He did the same, but I just wanted him to go. Oh. He and my brother in ways that you can't even imagine. And that I just want y'all to take in consideration, after all this time, how much it still hurts. That no amount of time would make it better because I got a lifetime of this. So that's all I wanted to say.
We're so glad you came today. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Walker, is there something you'd like to say to the board before we vote?
I would just like the victim's family know that I truly am sorry for what I did, and I know I caused them a lot of grief by my actions. And I've never been able to tell them that, so I would like to tell them that I'm sorry.
Sir. All right, I think we are prepared to vote. Mrs. Wise will be voting first.
Yes, sir. I do want to thank everyone that participated today. We heard you loud and clear. But for me, my vote is to deny because of the need for programming has already been indicated. Your poor supervision history, you had a chance to be out. You just didn't stay out. And I just think you need more programs. And I do want to state at this time, your good time date is October the 28th of 2026. So you have a good time date. And like, as the victims already said, they don't have a good time date, but what they are going through. But that is my vote.
And Mr. O'Shea?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Walker, based upon the entire legal community opposed, the judge, the DA's office, law enforcement, multiple victims adamantly opposed the early release, poor supervision history, lack of programs, and you just will revoke in 2021. For all those reasons, I deny your request.
I do concur with my colleagues based on the revocation, the escape history, the issue that happened in New Mexico. My vote today is to deny. Good luck to you. So, and that concludes our business. Warren Juge, in your facility, we're going to sign out at 9:49. Thanks for helping us out today.
No problem. Thank y'all.